Welcome to the Black River Invitational's inaugural event. Tonight's event is being judged by Gabrielle McAuliffe and Rocco DiTilio, and you at home. Tonight's action is going to be called by Dan Sweeney, myself, Brad Schneider. Now with the official introductions, Jazz Sakuro.
Ladies and gentlemen, Lorain, Ohio, welcome to the Lorain Palace Theater. We are all ready for your inaugural Black River Jiu-Jitsu Invitational. Once again, we are live in Lorain. Got a great crowd here tonight, and we have got 20 matches. Some of the world's best are here, and we are glad that you are here, a part of it. We are streaming live on YouTube at the Black River Jiu-Jitsu Invitational YouTube. We are streaming live, and ladies and gentlemen, it is a fantastic night. We'd like to introduce our judges for tonight's event. Our judges are Gabriella McAuliffe and Rocco DiTilio. Now, you are a judge as well, ladies and gentlemen. If you go and download the Vivox app, V-E-V-O-X, and scan the QR code that is in your program, or you could go to session ID 487-286-707. Scan the QR code. It'll be a lot easier. The Vivix apps, you will be the deciding judge. You are a judge in all the matches tonight. So make sure you download the app. And also, we will be awarding prizes as well. We have prize $500 for the best submission. You will be picking that. We have $500 for the most inspiring fighter. You'll be picking that. And also, we have the best match, $500 for both fighters. You will also be deciding that as well. Our referee for tonight's event is Heath Masery. Lorain, Ohio, are you ready? Somebody make some noise. It's Saturday night in Lorain. Are you guys ready for jiu-jitsu? Welcome to the inaugural Black River Jiu-Jitsu Invitational for all the fans streaming all around the world and everybody here at the Lorain Palace Theater. It's time to get things started. Let's begin with match number one, scheduled for 9 minutes at 190 pounds. Representing South Prospect Gym, fighting out of Cleveland, Ohio, please welcome Tim Lang. His opponent, representing Submission Academy, fighting out of Crown Point, Indiana, presenting Cornell Watkins. Your referee is Heath Masery.
All right, Brad, you ready for this?
Okay, right away we have Tim pulling guard.
Gets on top?
Yeah.
Back on bottom.
I think both these guys are kind of favoring the guard game here. But with the submission-only format, I mean, there's no real risk of dropping back for the legs. You don't really give up a strategic disadvantage doing that.
We got kind of a smash pass situation here.
Oh, nice arm drag, getting good back exposure, but ends up conceding the pass.
Yep. Oh, okay.
And straight to the back.
I was going to reset this. That was a pretty funky scramble. Like an octopus situation.
Yeah, it looks like Tim was trying to, create a reversal and end up on top, but end up giving up that back exposure, and Cornell was able to capitalize on it pretty well. Tim's doing a good job getting his back to the mat.
So
See
at what point does Cornell try to get on top? Or
I mean, it's kind of hard to say because obviously the back's a lot more potent in no-gi for submission, so he probably wants to stay there if he can, but
right.
he's at the point where he kind of has to make that choice, whether he's going to go to mount or, disengage, and ending up giving up the Kimura grip on the way through. So let's see if he's able to play through this and solidify the mount.
Well, uses it to get on top. That's nice.
This match is so chaotic so
Yeah.
far.
So let's see. Trying to walk up the arm on the left.
And Cornell seems to be kind of accepting the position for the moment. He's not really trying to fight his feet to the inside.
Yeah, what are you looking for him to do here to reclaim a better position?
I mean, he has to get his feet closer so he can, like, bridge and start making a little bit of space, try to get his elbows and knees together. But, I mean, both of his arms are above his head now. It's about as bad as it gets for mount.
Yep.
And in the fighter profiles, it's saying that, Tim has won several matches via head and arm choke. So looks like we're kind of on the way to seeing something like that now.
Yep.
Might even see an armbar here as he tries to bump and make space.
Now he's got both arms walked up here.
Yeah,
Might
and
see
he
an
has
armbar.
6 minutes to work too. So if I were him, I wouldn't even rush at this point. Like,
Yeah.
it's going to be exhausting for Cornell to, kind of just exist here. He's going to have trouble breathing, and he's kicking around hard now. So if it doesn't get him out of there, that stamina bar is quickly draining.
For sure. Tim's doing a nice job hand fighting here, controlling the arms. Oh, looking for the triangle. Steps over.
And seems to be pretty coachable because one of the other athletes from the card, Jeremiah, was giving him instruction, and he's executing it pretty well. And Cornell found an opportunity to get out of the mountain. He's quickly in, looking for a leg entanglement.
Straight ankle. It just happened.
Yeah.
That's it.
Quick turnaround for Cornell Watkins, winning the match via straight ankle lock.
Yeah, a lot of pretty much nonstop action in that one. Great match. Good way to kick things off.
And then now with our official decision, we have Jazz Sakuro.
58 seconds, your winner by submission, Cornell Watkins.
Feet on the floor. What they gonna say now? We came a long way from last place. Bottom to top of the fast pace. Out of the surf, I get touchdown. I take a loss, get it back 8. I'm in the gym putting numbers up. You never
Pretty big difference between the first and second match. Have a big contrast of styles coming up. Looks like Mark Lewandowski, kind of more of a top player. Caleb Brown, I've seen him compete before. Basically just favors the guard, dangerous leg locks. Where the last match seemed like a shadow match. Both those guys have pretty similar games.
Yeah, I train with Mark. Very, I would say, modern cutting edge game. A lot of good in the legs. I would say probably more of a guard player in my experience, but he's also really good on top.
You know better. I just noticed he trains at your gym.
That's when I train with him. Yeah, he's on bottom a lot.
It doesn't seem right. I need like 2, 4, 5, 6 in them rings. I'm talking back to back to back like 23. Green light, let's get it.
And now with the second match, Jazz Sakuro.
next match is scheduled for 9 minutes at 145 pounds. Making his way to the mat, representing Hurricane, fighting out of Cleveland, Ohio, introducing Mark Lewandowski. And now, his opponent, representing Black Tie, fighting out of Kalamazoo, Michigan, presenting Caleb Brown.
All right, match 2. Mark pulls.
Looks like Mark's trying to get his feet connected from the inside so he can get some kind of leg entanglement.
Yep. What's Caleb diving for here?
Looks like he's looking for a Kimura to roll over the top, and, you know, speaking from experience, that can be a good way to get around a leg locker, but if it doesn't go well, you know, you're giving them connection and they can potentially get in on the leg. So definitely a high risk, high reward kind of situation, but that's good for the viewer at home.
Mm-hmm. Oh, jumping on the head.
Yeah, nice rolling anaconda attack, but ends up with a...
Mark's hand fighting.
And he actually has that hand pretty deep under the neck. I don't know if he's going to be able to get the pressure to finish the guillotine from the half guard here, but...
He's going for it. Hands locked. Oh,
well,
it looks...
Yeah, this is really
looks
bad.
Tight. Got it. Wow, impressive.
Quick submission, just over a minute.
He knew what he wanted. He dove on it and got the sub.
And now back with Jazz Sakura for the official decision.
Brown.
And now with the announcement for our third match, Jazz Sakura.
Lorain, Ohio, Saturday night, Black River Jiu-Jitsu Invitational. Our next match is scheduled for 9 minutes at 165 pounds. Making his way to the red corner, representing Head Nod Headquarters, fighting out of Wood River, Illinois, introducing Xavier Ross.
Don't fear no death. I'm gonna burn that down to their ashes cold.
Could be our first match we see like any actual wrestling exchanges. Both guys have, you know, a wrestling background.
Would love to see that.
And now his opponent, making his way to the blue corner, representing Outcast Jiu-Jitsu, fighting out of Mentor, Ohio, presenting Zach Burke.
No, there's the pool. Well, we might see it later.
I think Zach actually has like collegiate wrestling background.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, Zach's dropping back on the leg here. I can't tell.
Not a ton of connection. The knee line is out.
It's kind of a fun thing with sub only though, the way you can drop back and come up. You don't have to worry too much about giving up the sweep.
Yeah, you can kind of flow through different positions a little more organically.
Yep.
Zach doing a pretty good job of like playing with the distance and getting around the frames, trying to force Xavier into, you know, not the guard that he wants.
Mm-hmm. So one trend I've noticed with higher level guys lately is a lot of hand fighting from this position here. You can see Zach's like fighting that top frame a lot. I feel like that wasn't usually taught, but you see it a lot more from high level competitors.
Yeah, because, I mean, everybody has good positions at a high level, but like if you can't dictate where the match takes place, you know, you're not going to be able to get to your better spot. So being able to control the neutral ground like that is going to give you a lot more opportunities to attack. And I think, honestly, Zach is playing a little bit conservatively. You see when he gets in further danger, in this case not being there, he's passing from his knees to try to eliminate the threat of the leg lock entries and, you know, got a little more overzealous, and now he's having to defend the legs.
Yep.
Clear the action back to neutral.
So Zach a little higher up now. See if it stays that way.
And maybe after that last leg attack, he didn't really get put in a ton of danger. Maybe that'll give him a little bit of confidence to pass a little more freely. Big explosive guard pass over the top and resetting back in the knee shield.
Interesting. Almost like a cradle there.
Yeah.
Lets it go.
You know, some things kind of get crossed over from wrestling, and I think that one maybe, you know, doesn't have a ton of utility there, but at least for guard passing.
He's controlling the head with his right arm.
Yeah, this is creating good opportunities for Xavier, though, because the more he kind of reaches over the guard, the more his weight's put over top of Xavier, and it'll give opportunities for those entries to the legs. But I feel like Xavier's just a little bit like gun shy at the moment. He hasn't really taken a ton of risks from the bottom yet.
So Zach's got his hands locked here. Lets it go. Oh,
Oh, this is trouble. Potentially a Darce.
Yeah. Yeah, this changes the position, obviously. He forces front headlock situation.
And creates the threat of the back exposure here. And with the wrestling background, I almost expect if the Darce isn't, circling behind, looking for the back.
Beautiful. Hey, we got a crucifix coming here?
Could be. Can't really see what's going on the other side of the legs there, but this is definitely a position I like attacking the crucifix from personally, and it looks like he does have it.
Okay. So this is your wheelhouse here.
Yeah. Xavier doing a good job trying to keep his hands on the inside, using his hip just to reinforce that arm, but obviously in a little bit of trouble here. For Zach, he needs to try to get under the back of the head for Xavier so he can start fighting for the choke a little more, and ends up losing the position, but still has that great back exposure.
So Xavier's doing a good job keeping those elbows real tight to his hips, not giving a lot of space for the seatbelt to come in. And looks like he's back to a guard at least. So I wonder if Zach's going to look for the head again like he did before. Going for the Darce.
He definitely looks a little more confident with the passing. He's being a little more aggressive, looking for attacks a little more.
Yep.
And that might be a good strategy because it seems like at the moment Xavier's having a little bit of trouble pulling the trigger. So, if you get a sense of that, it's, great opportunity for you to send your own attacks.
Yep, no surprise there.
Using the threat of the toe hold, but he still doesn't have the knee line, so he's going to have to find some way to get, climbing in, almost gets to a saddle. Zach doing a good job turning out and pushing on the hips to clear the leg and ends up back in neutral.
Yep. So the number one criteria for the judging is the number and quality of close submission attempts. So you just wonder, does that right there, sort of how do you weigh that, and then how do you weigh Zach's Darce earlier? Because those are the obvious sub attempts.
Yeah, I would kind of put them in the same category. Like, I think the Darce was more threatening because it forced a big reaction and it forced him to give up position. Where that leg attack, he didn't really have a lot of control of the rest of the leg, and finishing a toe hold with that shallow of a grip is going to be, nearly impossible.
Mm-hmm.
With just 2 minutes left, I'd like to see both these athletes really going after it because, with the criteria just being submissions, it could be, pretty close.
Knee cut there. Xavier might have a chance to get him with the leg here.
Yeah, decent. He's got him off balance.
Good bite on it. It's coming under. Strong sub attempt could be the difference at this point.
For sure. And, he's got a good entry on the leg, so there's definitely opportunities here. He's created good extension. Zach is trying to bring the leg back under him, but looks like he's passing it over the saddle and loses it on that. Look in the right direction, though, for Xavier, getting an attack on the board, but not able to really secure a submission in that.
We'll see if these guys turn it up in the last 45 seconds here. Big chunk of the match has been spent in this exact position, this knee shield.
Yeah, the knee shield can really, I'm sure you've seen it in training, almost every round ends up there, at least at one point.
It can be very stifling if they know how to play it well on bottom.
15 seconds left, near pass, and loses connection. Oh.
Fun.
Jumping over the top, exposed his own leg. Knee line is not in, so.
Oh, wow, look at that. Look at that. He had a bite on the heel there.
Yeah.
That was nice.
And now, with our official decision, Jazz Sakuro.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 9 minutes, judges Gabriella McAuliffe, Rocco DiTilio, and the audience all agree your winner by unanimous decision, Zach Burke.
Okay. That was a great match. I really enjoyed that one.
Yeah, a little slower than the last two without the submission, but a lot of good action. And then coming up next, we have our 4th match of the night. With the official announcement, we're going to take it back to Jazz Sakuro.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are all set. Your next match takes place for 9 minutes at 200 pounds. Making his way to the mat in the red corner, representing Full Circle, fighting out of Cleveland, Ohio, introducing Zach Beeman. And now, ladies and gentlemen, his opponent, representing West Virginia, Butch Hiles, fighting out of Charleston, West Virginia, presenting Jonathan Cooper.
I don't know much about John Cooper, but judging from the spats, I'm assuming he's some kind of leg locker.
Is that the sign?
Yeah. Universal sign.
The giveaway?
Spats with no shorts.
You should do that as like an elite wrestler, just to throw people off.
Yeah. I feel like the singlet's not too different. You're kind of showing off the same bits.
Yep. Yeah, well, good call.
You know, Zach's our youngest competitor on the card. Did a little bit of looking at some of the athletes ahead of time, and at least from his competition record, he's competing a lot for his age. He's 62-8 in the matches he's had so far, and early in your career, that's a pretty good start. And
yeah, that's quite a few matches for being 19. He's getting out there.
And I also kind of snooped on some of the Instagram accounts for the people, and John Cooper has maybe 100 posts of him throwing darts at Gordon Ryan's face.
Throwing darts?
Like, he's got a little printout of Gordon Ryan.
Oh.
Literally pages of his post. So maybe if he wins this match, his call out's going to be for Gordon.
Okay. Black River Invitational 2. So Zach's definitely not afraid to put his weight forward here and put some pressure on. Looking for a darce there potentially.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to hit that with the butterfly hook in from half guard there, but still, getting in on the submission attacks is going to put you ahead on the scorecard, so it's good to take those risks. Zach is really aggressively digging for the leg here, and we have a wrist-to-wrist toe hold attempt from Zach, which he's losing and resetting in the same position. But we see Jonathan playing that butter half game, and that half guard butterfly hook kind of gives you a lot of options to enter the leg. So look for him to elevate Zach overhead and try to get some kind of leg isolated.
Sitting up, going to get that pressure back into him. Maybe he'll use that. So I was looking for the shoulder crunch earlier on his right.
Oh, good entry on the leg here into single leg X. clears the hip and is able to start looking for his pass.
Good transition there by Zach.
For me, that's a pretty good sign. Like, being that young and as a purple belt, you know, going from the danger of a leg attack immediately into his own offense is something that not a lot of people do. Usually they just are happy to get out of there.
Yeah.
Created back exposure, and coming into our table here, Heat's going to do his best to reset and recreate that position back in the middle.
So we got a knee on belly here. It almost seemed like Zach wasn't super aggressive. I wanted to take the back and was content to stay on top. He's looking for the neck here potentially. Maybe an arm in guillotine.
Well, now they're just in kind of a dogfight position, and it looked like there were glimpses from Jonathan that he liked playing this position. Like, it seemed like he was setting up some half guard attacks.
Throwing the far hook.
Oh wow, nice use of the Uchimata to counter, get on
nice.
top, and already in on an armbar attack. Good heisting from Jonathan, but is able to get, Zach's able to follow him and catch the arm in transition.
That was very smooth.
And now with our official decision, Jazz Sakuro.
Ladies and gentlemen, at 5 minutes and 28 seconds, your winner by armbar submission, Zach Beeman.
You know, probably in contention for submission of the night, just in terms of excitement.
Yeah, I agree.
I feel like usually when the stakes are a little higher, you see good defense, and you know, them catching the submission in spite of that, you know, adds a little bit to it.
Yeah, real impressive poise for being 19 years old.
And now back to Jazz Sakuro for our first match in our round robin women's division.
Ladies and gentlemen, Lorraine, Ohio, how are we feeling tonight? Saturday night. Make a little noise in the house. Wake up, it's Saturday night. Are you enjoying yourself so far? Black River Jiu-Jitsu Invitational. Once again, we'd like to welcome in all the fans that are streaming from everywhere at Black River Invitational YouTube. Ready to move things along in our next match, number 5, 9 minutes at 130 pounds. This is match number 1 of a 3-match round robin. And now, making her way to the mat, making her way to the red corner, representing Hand Palm Martial Arts, fighting out of Rockford, Illinois, introducing Sheris Fergot Johnson. And now, ladies and gentlemen, our opponent, fighting out of the blue corner, representing Commonwealth Jiu-Jitsu, fighting out of Columbia, Michigan, presenting Paige Landry.
Quick pull by Paige. Uses it to sweep.
Looks like Cheris is more keen to start attacking from the legs. Even when she was on top, she looked like she was trying to isolate some kind of toe hold grip, and
yeah, she's going
now
for
she's
it.
passing over into 50-50.
Just looking for the inside heel hook from what I can see.
Yeah, she looked like she had an opportunity for it for a second. Paige was kind of leaving her foot out there, but became aware of it and, you know, put some defense on. Oh, Paige actually splitting the feet right now.
Right.
Might be able to get an attack of her own.
So Paige is digging for that inside heel hook on her left.
Yeah, looks like she might be switching over to the saddle here too. Which, you know, compared to this position is a little more one-sided. 50-50 as the name implies is, you know, pretty even position. Both athletes have options to attack there. Oh, big exposure on the heel for Cheris. Unable to get the finish. Paige is able to slip her heel.
Back at it. So Paige is doing a good job hand fighting here. Controlling the wrist.
I'd like to see her use her secondary leg a little bit more. Right now it looks like she's trying maybe to dig for the armbar from 50-50, but pretty hard to do when you're the bottom player out of the two. But maybe she's, you know, trying to vie for that, you know, submission of the night kind of bonus.
The judges and the audience favor red.
Paige coming on top now. Oh. So it's interesting. Therese really initiated this position, but it seems like Paige is content to stay here and dig her own leg lock. Looking for the inside heel hook again.
Finding good isolation now. She has the legs separated. A lot of her teammates, though, at Commonwealth Jiu-Jitsu, they're pretty keen on the leg attacks. Wow, right into a flying armbar.
She got it.
And she gets the tap.
Wow, that's a candidate.
Yeah,
right there.
it's got to be.
Really cool. I looked away for a second and she was on it.
And now, with our official decision, Jazz Sakuro.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 minutes and 10 seconds, your winner by submission, Paige Landry.
Wow, seeing the graphics on it, too. I mean, 78% of the audience favored Cheris at that point.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Yeah, that was an interesting little chess match, the 50-50 exchanges there.
Oh, match coming up as a, not necessarily a student, but definitely a teammate of mine, Joey Alexander. One of the younger kids on the card, really, really good leg locker, and he's going against Aaron Smith, who he's had matches against before. Big, you know, clash of styles.
Okay.
Aaron's from Mat Factory, you know, Pittsburgh has a ton of good wrestlers, and that gym seems like, you know, they're a sponge for, you know, every wrestler in the area.
Yeah.
And now with Jazz Sakuro for our next match of the evening.
Making his way to the red corner, representing Adamus and Pedigo, fighting out of Elkhart, Indiana, introducing Joe Alexander.
Let's go, baby!
And his opponent, making his way to the blue corner, representing 3 Elements and the Bat Factory, fighting out of Erie, Pennsylvania, presenting Aaron Smith.
Aaron's another collegiate wrestler, but I don't know that Joey will be standing too long. He tends to favor the guard pull in his matches, and I don't think this match is going to be any different. I think he's aware of the strengths that Aaron has. Yeah,
Yep,
sliding guard pull.
There it is. If you're going to do it, you might as well do it like that.
Both athletes really trying to control the inside here. Joey does not want to concede a supine guard. He wants to stay seated so he can get his leg entries, and Aaron's aware of that, and he's doing a good job circling to the side, trying to get Joey to put his hands on the mat so he can get him put back on his back. Oh, wow. Very fast.
Goodness. Armbar.
Yeah. Super quick armbar.
Is he known for that in the gym?
I mean, I've definitely seen him hit some, you know, big arm bars. He's kind of new to our group, and he's one of the smaller guys in our gym, so I don't think he's, you know, throwing us around too much, but I definitely see him in his divisions. He catches submissions very quick.
That was very quick.
Kind of, you know, shades of Mateusz Jasinski and Gary Tonin, that, like, kind of shotgun arm bar.
Yeah. Really nice.
And now with our official decision, Jazz Sakuro.
Ladies and gentlemen, at 8 minutes and 19 seconds, your winner by submission, Joe Alexander.
There's been a lot of submissions so far.
What, all but one match?
Yeah.
Coming in on our 7th match, the announcement with Jazz Sakuro.
Pounds, making his way to the red corner, representing 10th Planet Grants Pass, fighting out of Cleveland, Ohio, introducing Travis Haven.
I see him compete a lot. I referee a lot locally. And
representing 10th Planet Massery, fighting out of Sharon, Pennsylvania, presenting Jeremiah Butler.
Yeah, Travis, very dynamic game. He's uncomfortable in bad positions. Doesn't mind getting put in side control. Has a nasty buggy choke.
He's doing the Ezekiel Elliott.
Right to the pole. Travis diving under here.
Oh, another rolling Kimura attempt.
So it's like a Barambolo.
Almost, you know, looking for the back himself, but ended up getting countered. And I'm sure you're aware, like, Travis really likes the buggy chokes from the bottom.
And the thing is, even when you know it's coming, it makes you give a little bit of space, and he can recover guard. So it's a good tactic.
I mean, I've only gotten buggy choke twice in, you know, training, competition, or otherwise, and one of them was from Travis. So
yeah,
I know it's a legit threat.
It is. Travis getting into that HQ position here, dropping back on a leg potentially.
Looked like he was going for that little calf slicer he saw in CGI that Joseph Chen got hit by.
Against Barboza?
Yeah, with Lucas Barboza.
Yeah, both these guys strike me as having relaxed games and ready to explode when they need to, but don't mind being in bad positions.
Yeah, that can be the mixings for either a really good or a really boring match, because both these guys are such good counter players, and already in on the legs.
Drag attempt.
Got reverse close guard for a second.
Pumping up the crowd. Let's go. Let's see if he looks for that calf slice you mentioned. Back in HQ here, splitting the legs. Jeremiah's been looking for that, that underhook De La Hiva on his left.
It's just a great way to get someone on their hips so you can get a little deeper on leg entanglements and back attacks. And Travis is trying to backstep into the saddle here, but I think Jeremiah may have seen that one before. It's pretty common topside entry. Jeez.
Well, the last time Travis got that arm drag on him, so that time he snuffed it out. Looking for a Kimura potentially there.
Honestly, kind of hard to call this match because both these guys are so, unorthodox.
They're just flowing. Okay. Inside heel hook. Looks like he might have some.
Yeah, he's got a decent look at the leg and gets the tap.
Yep.
And a big pop from the audience there. And then now to read our official decision, Jazz Sakuro.
Ladies and gentlemen, at 5 minutes and 54 seconds, your winner by submission, Travis Haven.
Athletes tonight making the job of the judges very easy.
Yeah, right?
And we're going into our first 80cc rules and only 80cc rules match of the evening. Heath Mastery is going to be doing the judging and refereeing for this one because he's a senior 80cc referee. And now with our official announcement, Jazz Sakuro.
Jacob Norton to the head table, please. Jacob Norton to the head table.
Down there? Oh, he's not here yet. Okay, I'll do it by myself. You wanna, yeah, just write down the points. So put
we go. Our next match is scheduled for 10 minutes at 205 pounds. This is under ADCC rules. Making his way to the red corner, representing the Cleveland Institute of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, fighting out of Cleveland, Ohio, introducing John Varro. Making his way to the blue corner, representing Hurricane, also fighting out of Cleveland, Ohio, presenting Jeff Simcoe.
And being an ADCC rules match, I wonder what iteration of the rules they're doing, whether it's an open rule or whether it's ADCC trials or world's rules, because that difference, you know, you could be allowing slams out of submissions, the action to continue out of bounds, which, you know, on the theater might be a little bit interesting.
It might be. I believe slams are illegal across the board.
Okay.
That's my understanding.
So they're doing the open rules. That makes sense.
Yeah.
And you see 10 minutes on the board. If it goes and there's no, you know, clear winner, it's going to go into overtime, which will be an additional 5 minutes.
Yep. And the first 5 will be submission only, no points. Second 5 will have points included.
Exactly.
Might see some stand-up here. See John go in that left collar tie. So John's really focusing on the head here. He's switching between the left and the right collar tie. See this tactic a lot, just kind of wear the guy down, pull him the neck.
Especially in a match that's potentially 15 minutes, you know,
right.
That can really wear on the other competitor.
Now we got the underhook on the left. So Jeff's doing a good job biting down on an overhook. He could use that as well, offensively. Looking for an Uchimata potentially. Swims out.
And then for the people at home, for ADCC rules and matches, if it is tied, they're really looking at who's initiating these attacks to decide the winner. So you see John really, you know, digging for that takedown. Even though he wasn't able to get it, that's going to score favorably if it does go to a decision.
Yeah, Jeff did a nice job there getting out of that. That looked tight.
Yeah, I mean, body lock, and he had his hips, you know,
yeah,
pulled in.
Right.
Honestly, though, like from the jiu-jitsu I've seen from John over the years, typically he's been, you know, favoring the bottom game. He's been a really skilled leg locker, but you definitely see like some evolution in his game, working on his top control, maybe for rule sets like this.
Mm-hmm. Back to that. He's got a deep underhook on the left. See if he tries to connect his hands again.
Well, had to bail on the Uchimata attempt. In a really bad position here.
Yeah.
Hips are warped over. If he can't keep his legs locked there, you know, John might be able to pass straight in the mount.
That was like a dope mount situation there.
Although it's not, you know, completely lost cause for Jeffrey. If he's able to off-balance John, he can get into, you know, a leg attack, but it looks like he's, you know, lost the position and conceded mount here.
Yeah, great head control by John. Not letting that frame come in from Jeff's right arm.
Oh, he does have his foot kind of in there on the bottom, but ends up losing it.
He's got the arm already walked up on the left side.
And since this is in the non-points period of the match, it's not, you know, necessarily the end of the world. He's not going to be giving up those 3 points for the pass here. And I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with like IBJJF style rule sets. He would only get the pass points. He wouldn't get awarded for the pass and mount in this situation if there were points. Both arms over the shoulder line. This is not looking good for Jeffrey.
No. The good thing, The silver lining for Jeff is if he can get out of this, there's no points, so he can sort of live to see another day and still enter the points portion of the match 0-0. So needs to keep his poise here, try to get his arms back in position. Got a potential arm triangle here, arms across or a back take.
And John's kind of leaving it to Jeff to decide where he wants to go. Like, if he doesn't do anything, you know, he's going to keep sinking in on that arm triangle. He's doing a good job of cantering his hips down to the side, trying to finish it maybe from the mount.
Yep. Yeah, really showing some patience here. You can really cook someone in this position. There's not an urgency to try to get a quick sub.
A few flustering tactics. You saw John covering the mouth earlier.
He's got both arms. Doesn't seem like he wants to go to the back. Wants to stay here on mount. You can see Jeff, looks like he wants to get his back up here, maybe use that as a transition to get out.
Strategically, if I were John, I would take any opportunity to get to the back I could, because when it goes to points in 20 seconds, if he gets bumped over to the bottom after that period in ADCC, that would be points. He would be conceding a reversal. So he has to be careful, you know, being on top here, even though, you know, he's dominating the match so far. Once it gets to points, that doesn't really matter as much. And here we are into the points period of the match.
Getting both arms up again.
Yeah, going to be really hard for Jeff to get much going until he's able to fight those arms back to the inside.
So it looks like Jeff does have an ankle here, so I think this is going to count as a mount, right?
Yeah.
With the guard of sorts.
Yeah, that'll be a guard pass.
He's feeding that ankle back in strategically. Goes mount again.
So I don't know if it's reflected on the scoreboard yet, but that should be 3-0 for John for the pass. John much higher in the mount now. Looks like our judges might be mixing up the rules. Mount being 4 points in a lot of rule sets.
So it's looking like an arm bar here. No, Jeff might get out of this. Yep. I think John's looking at Kimura here.
Oh, deep on the Kimura here. Might be able to use it to get to the back.
Yeah, you're exactly right.
And it looks like he's trying to get a back-mounted triangle here. Oh, regular triangle. Deep isolation for that forearm.
That's it.
And the tap.
Smooth transition there to the triangle.
And keeping the tradition going. Not a lot of matches going the distance.
No,
tonight.
just one, right?
Yeah, just the one. All right. And back to Jazz Sakaro with the official decision.
Gentlemen, with 3 minutes and 5 seconds left in the match, your winner by submission, John Faro.
Maybe, I don't know, I'm not sure. Somebody's trying to do IGGF scoring over here? What the hell? You couldn't see how many fingers I had. No worries.
You guys have had an easy job so far.
Yeah.
Just one decision?
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy.
Awesome.
It looks like we're going into our second match of the round robin bracket. Cheris getting a chance at redemption going against Kaylee Villas. And with the official match announcement, Jazz Sakuro. Small delay while we gather the athletes up.
Play the music. Who wants a t-shirt? Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to welcome everybody out. We hope you guys are having a great time. The inaugural Black River Jiu-Jitsu Invitational. We are live in Lorain, Ohio at the beautiful Lorain Palace Theater. How you guys feeling tonight? We got more t-shirts. We'd like to welcome in all our fans that are streaming from all over the world. We're getting them checking in on the internet right now at the Black River Invitational YouTube. So you can check that out as well. If you have not downloaded the Vivox app, I think I'm saying it correctly, Vivox, V-E-V-O-X. That is what enables you to be our judge as well. You are participating in the judging as well tonight. You could be the decider of a split decision. All you have to do is download the app, Vivox, and you scan the QR code in your program. Check out your program, scan it, and that will put you in line. We got prizes tonight. We're going to be giving away best submission, best fighters, $500 prizes across the board. It's going to be awesome. You guys ready for some more action? Let me hear a little bit of noise tonight. Once again, the Black River Jiu-Jitsu Invitational. We are live in Lorain, Ohio. I wasn't lying. We got more t-shirts. Go slow, girls. Oh, and guy. Who wants one? Oh, what an arm. There you go. You got to make some noise. Whoa. Wow.
I was keeping track of them. All right, I got one song. One song to the memory.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next match, 9 minutes at 135 pounds. This is match number 2 of a 3-match round robin. Making her way to the red corner, representing Handpaw Martial Arts, fighting out of Rockford, Illinois. Introducing Cheris Fergot Johnson. And now her opponent, making her way to the blue corner, representing Levitate Jiu-Jitsu, fighting out of Cleveland, Ohio, presenting Kaylee Villius.
I think this division came about after a few initial dropouts, and I think this is a pretty creative solution to fixing that. You know, you get both athletes more matches, and you know, one person doesn't have to, you know, maybe cancel a trip or, you know, go home empty-handed. Quick reversal for Charis. Looking to isolate the legs back into a 50-50. Kaylee taking a pretty high-risk strategy. Deep exposure on that heel hook.
Definitely has it.
If she's able to belly down, she might be able to get the finish. It looks like she just doesn't have the pressure there, but a really deep bite and a good look at that attack.
This position where they wrestle from there always makes me nervous with the knees.
Yeah, you definitely can see some bad things happen, but I mean, based off of that, you know, heel hook defense, I mean, looked like she might have a little bit more mobility than the normal people, and right off that to the back.
Yeah.
Well, if the joint locks don't work, choke might be a better approach. Kaylee's doing a good job, though, of putting her head on the mat, making sure that she's given herself a path to turn back into Charis.
So we got a reset here. She's looking for the footlock.
It doesn't hurt to throw them out there, especially I feel like Charis's feet are kind of coming close together sometimes, you know, even crossing momentarily. So definitely the opportunity there. And I have a feeling at home, Charis has a pretty good contention of, you know, friends and family watching, because the last match she was way ahead on the audience's score, and I can't imagine what it is right now because she's had most of the looks at offense so far.
So Kaylee's got a good position with that right arm there. If you're going to be in mount, you want that inside like that, using that to bridge.
Yeah, great post to frame off of, and right now I think she's just trying to get her feet to the inside so she can use that to get her elbow knee together. But Charis relentless, climbing that mountain higher and higher.
Yep. Might see another reset here in a second.
Yeah, each bump's kind of putting them closer to the edge there.
What are we looking for here? Maybe a triangle?
Potentially a triangle or armbar.
The judges favor red.
But both the hands are on the inside, so good isolation.
Extended. Right on the edge. Oh,
and
she gets
she's
out.
able to slip the elbow, and they're right on the edge. This will be an interesting reset because it was kind of a dynamic position, so we'll see what Heath does to continue the action.
try to replicate it. It's never quite the same when it's
Yeah,
that
I
dynamic.
mean, honestly, the majority of athletes, you know, they're going to try to cheat it a little bit.
Yeah.
And sometimes, you know, you don't even remember it. You're in the heat of the moment, so.
Oh, another back take. Oh, headlock. Ooh. Oh, I love that. Okay. So now we get to see Kaylee on bottom here. Looks like double overhooks.
Yeah, potentially good for sweeping with that butterfly guard, but
yeah. Can't tell if the hands are locked. Maybe not.
Like to see her look to try to extend Cheris's base, but opting for the closed guard, it looks like.
She can come back up to her feet. Cheris pulls. Nice job by Kaylee getting that left leg over right away, forcing that half guard.
Yeah, really took advantage of that, you know, space from the guard pool.
See if she can get. She's got the knee shield to deal with now. So Cheris is really looking for that single leg X on the right, and then looking to reap. Now we see an outside heel hook potentially, but we could have a back take.
Yeah, she's doing a good job keeping her hips in the way, so it's going to be a little bit difficult for Kaylee to get to the back here, unless she's able to make an angle to clear those hips. I want to see Cheris bring the grip a little closer to her head, because with it so far away, it's going to be easier for Kaylee to hand fight and clear her feet. If she brings her body down to it, there's just a little less space for her to work. Now that angle's changed, so the back take could become a reality again.
Here we go.
Oh, knee bar attempt.
Yep.
Tombstone grip.
That outside toe hold?
Kinda, yeah. They just bring it on their chest, and it kind of finishes like a heel hook a little bit.
Yeah.
Fortunately, we didn't see Kaylee turning like she did in the original entanglements in 50-50, because a lot of the injuries from that kind of grip come from the reaction of the person in the leg entanglement. Both of them standing really close together. I see a potential for a big throw here.
I think Kaylee's looking for the throw. She went for that headlock earlier. See if she goes for something similar again. Cheris pulls. Once again, that single leg X on the right.
And she's got exposure on the heels. She's just got to get the legs there, too.
And I feel
looking
like...
for the tombstone grip again.
Yeah. I feel like that can throw people off, too, playing it on the right side like that. Most people aren't used to that as much.
What, the leg attack?
Yeah.
I think because Cheris probably right-handed. Like, for me, I tend to attack, like, the left side more because I'm right-handed.
Yeah.
But definitely a little bit, you know, maybe outside of Kaylee's comfort zone.
That 50-50 position again. Kaylee's trying to come up. She's got the heel, it looks like, again.
Yeah, she just doesn't quite have the knee line, so it's going to be hard to finish that. So credit to Kaylee on her defense here. She's really good at slipping that knee line out and buying just a little bit of space to kill the submission. Only a minute away from potentially our second decision of the night.
It's a short time here, 20 seconds left. Charis has been very active with the leg lock attempts. I think that'll bode well for her on the criteria.
Absolutely. You want to see Kaylee maybe throw, last-minute Hail Mary,
right,
just to try to steal away the decision. And that's time. A little bit of deliberation before we get the final result. But it looks like, again, Charis, pretty clearly ahead, at least for the audience at home score. Now with our official decision, Jasakuro.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 9 minutes, Judge Gabriella McAuliffe and Rocco DiTilio and the fans all agree for your winner by unanimous decision, Charis Pergot Johnson.
Great match, redemption for Charis, going 1-1 on the night. But Kaylee still has a chance of winning, so, this bracket could, potentially go one win each way.
Yep.
And now with the announcement for our 10th match, Jasakuro.
And she won by points, so she doesn't have any submission wins. She just has one win. Unless the other girl submits her.
Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Our next match is scheduled for 9 minutes at 175 pounds. Making his way to the red corner, representing tackle fighting out of Cleveland, Ohio, introducing Stefan Kloss. His opponent making his way to the blue corner, representing Hurricane, also fighting out of Cleveland, Ohio, presenting Michael Walashinsky.
So I've trained with Mike for a number of years. Savvy takedown game. Also, I'd say he's definitely stayed up with the more modern development in terms of leg entanglements. He's well-rounded, good on top, good wrestling, and can play on bottom as well. Has a sneaky darce from bottom.
He definitely has the build for it.
Yeah.
I feel like from what I've seen from Stefan, he kind of usually has a more, old school guard game. Really heavy closed guard, good triangles, arm bars.
Mm-hmm.
But it looks like he's, willing to test out the wrestling.
Uchimata attempt. Now Mike's taking, oh, there's a lat drop. Nice, very nice. Look at that low knee shield position here by Stefan.
And he's going 2-on-1 on that wrist, so maybe we'll see a wrestle up from here, or some kind of look at maybe, arm drag or back take. Don't know what else he'd be doing with both hands there.
Looking to get underneath Mike's left leg.
Digging his butterfly hook in,
nice,
potentially elevating. And maybe the darce that we were talking about.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
and sneaky. Yeah, that's on.
Yeah, he's got the arm free at the moment.
Got it.
Oh, but he finds a way, gets the tap. Yeah, called that one out.
Yeah. Another quick sub.
Now for the official decision, Jazz Sakuro.
Ladies and gentlemen, with 7 minutes and 24 seconds left in the match, your winner by submission, Michael Palashinsky.
One of those things, I don't know if those guys have ever trained before or rolled it before, but like if you're not expecting that, it can really catch you off
Yeah,
guard.
for sure. And you get so much control with the Darce, like it allows you to transition from one spot to the other. And I mean, even if he wasn't able to solidify that, you know, he could potentially use it to pass and other things like that.
Yep.
And it looks like we're ready for our 11th match of the night here with the announcement, Jazz Sakuro.
Lorain, Ohio Jiu-Jitsu fans, here we go. Our next fight ready to go, making his way to the red corner, representing Endeavor, fighting out of Columbus, Ohio. Introducing Tyler Van Houten. And now his opponent, representing Hurricane, fighting out of Cleveland, Ohio, presenting Trevor Capaccioni.
Now, Trevor's another one of your guys, right?
That's right.
And I've seen him compete a lot. I mean, he's no stranger to competing against younger competitors. And he has one of the more explosive takedown games I've seen in a local tournament, which, you know, being 48 years old is not something you usually see.
It's impressive, yeah. No, he's very ambitious about competing.
And your third
trains hard.
man on the mat is
He
Heath
wrestled at
Mazzarri.
St. Ed's High School in Lakewood, Ohio. So good wrestling pedigree, good double leg. If you're not ready for it, he'll blast you for sure.
Yeah, and I don't know if a lot of people understand, like, St. Ed's is one of the best wrestling clubs or high schools in Ohio and almost, you know, nationally.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. They're a contender for the national title all the time.
Tyler, not much of a wrestler. Usually I see him play guard, but he's looking, you know, happy to stand and, you know, exchange with Trevor here.
So I talked to Trevor a little before the match. Oh, there's a nice double.
Shot from all the way downtown.
Yep.
And keeps the feet split.
Try to stay out of close guard there. But one thing Trevor was focused on was pacing. He didn't want to come out too intense too early. Wanted to have a steady pace throughout the full 9-minute match. So this is a good spot for him. He can he's comfortable here. Trying to deny that close guard for sure. And you can see Tyler's on that wrist. He's going to try to get close guard, it looks like.
He's doing a good job climbing up the body, clearing the bottom knee.
And that right underhook's one of those positions where right now it's okay, but if the position changes just a little bit, it can become a liability. So you got something to watch. Trevor's using his head position there. Keeps trying to stuff that knee and step over.
They're kind of in that loop there where, you know, he's trying to get his knee through, close his guard, and Trevor keeps stepping over it, and now they're in a deep half.
Yeah.
It looks like he wasn't really electing to play from there. It was kind of like forced upon him.
Yep.
So maybe not exactly where he wants to be. You know, someone with heavy hips, a good wrestling pedigree. You know, you don't want to be carrying him here. And Trevor has that arm absolutely stapled to the mat.
See what he does with it. Back to that, back to the same position we've been in.
Yeah, if I were Tyler, I'd be looking for some kind of off balances, like a tilt sweep or something, just to, you know, find a way to get that, you know, knee outside, because Trevor's so heavy to his left, it's going to be very difficult to dig that leg through. And looks like he's
elevating
bouncing him overhead.
Hip switch
Near
there.
pass.
So close, yep. Yep, there's no points, but that is a pass there.
Yeah, and at the moment, not any submission attack, so, you know, this positional dominance is going to favor pretty heavily. And yeah, confirmed judging favoring the blue corner.
So Tyler's going to look to get that left arm back in play. Some kind of a frame. Right now it's pretty neutralized.
So what's Trevor trying to do here? Because it looks like he's really fixated on that far side arm. Does he have like attacks he favors in this position?
Yeah, I think he does have like a far arm, like Kimura type series that he might look for.
Okay. It looked like something like that, or like a straight arm lock or something.
Yeah.
That he's trying to set up. But we're back to neutral.
Oh,
rolling over the top, strong Kimura grip.
Got to watch the back take. Yeah, that's the downside. See where his hips go. If he can get his hips back to
a good job wedging the hips from Trevor, preventing the back take.
Oh, wow, that was nice. He's got the armless choke here, I believe.
Yeah, we're in a T Kimura position. He's squeezing the heck out of that neck.
Yeah.
Not a ton of control, but like sometimes that's enough. I know plenty of people like.
It can catch you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a legitimate choke. And now we got, you know, back exposure here. The threat of the armbar potentially over the top.
He's really staying on that arm. Opted for that over the back. Could still go to the back from here, but.
That's a good thing with that like T Kimura position. It's really versatile. You can end up in a lot of different spots, but we find ourselves back to neutral.
Yep. Tyler's still got plenty of time here to work his way back into it.
If this is Trevor pacing, he's taking a lot of big shots here.
Yeah. So here we go, back to this spot again. And this is good for Trevor from a pacing standpoint because he can sort of camp out here a little bit.
Yeah, the onus is really on Tyler at this point. He's behind on the scorecards. You know, he doesn't have the best, you know, grips in this position. Inside control is completely given up to Trevor, and he's in on another strong passing attempt. Oh, almost sneaking that foot out, and he's got closed guard. So this is definitely where Tyler wants to be. I've seen him compete a lot, and he has a really dangerous closed guard. So Trevor's going to have to really be, you know, on it about monitoring those arms, keeping inside.
We'll get some rubber guard coming here. Trevor's standing, trying to open this up.
The judges favor blue.
Trevor's slowing down the pace of the match now.
Yep.
Really not giving anything away for free here. He doesn't really have to take any huge risks. And he knows this is a dangerous spot for him. He could potentially get put in a bunch of different submissions here. I want to see a little more activity, though, and some risks from Tyler, because each time Trevor stands up, he loses a little bit of opportunities.
Under the leg.
Yeah, maybe he could spin inside for like a K-guard looking to attack the legs, like he seems to be trying to do here. But Trevor's doing a good job keeping his hips elevated. Oh, into a triangle potentially.
Oh, wow. That looks
backtracks, omoplata maybe coming inside for the armbar.
Yeah.
If he's able to get that calf in front of his face, he might be able to finish this. But I would float. Oh, there it is. Maybe locking a triangle here as well to solidify this armbar attack.
He can force that
really good
position.
look here. Good isolation. and he's coming to the wrist just to make it a little bit harder for Trevor to maintain. If I
Got
were
the
Tyler,
leg.
I would, sit to the side here, kind of cook the position, climb back up to that wrist, because pulling at the elbow is going to make it very difficult for him to break that grip. Just using his body weight to come away from this. The more he yanks at it, that's creating space that Trevor could potentially capitalize on and get out of the position. Good isolation here, chasing it, and he gets the tap.
Wow. That was an impressive comeback.
Yeah, only a minute, 20 seconds left. Definitely did what he had to do.
Yep.
And now with our official decision, Jazz Sakuro.
Ladies and gentlemen, with 1 minute and 22 seconds left in the match, your winner by armbar submission, Tyler Van Houten.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun to watch.
We're coming into our next match, match number 12, with the official announcement, Jazz Sakuro.
Here we go, Jiu-Jitsu fans. Your next match, scheduled for 9 minutes at 145 pounds. Making his way to the red corner, representing Love and Chokes, fighting out of Cleveland, Ohio, introducing David Branch.
Signature polo from Darren Branch.
Wow. Yeah.
I don't know if you remember him
Is that his
competing back
move?
in the day. Yeah, he wears the polo a lot.
I remember Darren from way back in the day. Remember the old OGCs?
Yeah,
Yeah.
him running across with
Yeah.
the man purse.
Yep.
Loudest person in the room, smallest person in the room.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, his opponent, making his way to the blue corner, representing Academy 440, also fighting out of Cleveland, Ohio, presenting Nikolai Gianti.
Passionate fans.
Nikolai, a former pro MMA fighter, been around the game for a while. And Darren, he has a wrestling background, really strong top game, and he's definitely a showman. Like, I don't know if you've seen him compete at some of the Fight to Wins, but
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he brings like that WWE energy.
Yep.
Both athletes measuring each other up.
Oh, I like that. Little foot sweep attempt by Darren.
I feel like for all wrestling exchanges, I kind of have to defer to you. You've been putting out, great content on wrestling breakdowns for years.
Thank you. Yeah, both these guys, you can tell they're very relaxed in the stand-up. It's nice and loose, not jumping it. Darren's doing a nice job throwing some fakes in, but Nikolai's not really biting on it.
It's got to be frustrating. Like, if you do have a wrestling background and you're setting up feints and, like, the jiu-jitsu guy just doesn't know when to bite on him maybe, potentially.
Yeah, right. Yeah, sometimes it's easier to wrestle a wrestler that's just not as good at wrestling as you because they're giving you, like, the reactions you want. Oh, there's
good shot.
Oh, real nice.
And a guillotine counter
wow.
potentially.
Is that? Yeah.
Use it to come on top. Nikolai doing a good job wrestling back up, trying to use this dogfight position.
Yeah,
is able to get the hands off the neck, which is really important here.
Yeah, see if he tries to hit Pice into this full-on dogfight, or maybe just plays guard here. Comes back up. So yeah, it was a nice exchange where the wrestling was countered with jiu-jitsu, and you use that to get on top. So I saw Darren looking for an arm drag earlier. Let's see if he goes back to it. 2-on-1 here on the left. Lets it go.
Darren, pretty good arm drag, and he's actually got a good. I can't think of the name of it.
Oh, that was nice. Yeah. Real nice. Now we got another choke attempt here.
Yeah, Darren has a pretty good duck under.
Yeah, that's what that was. He set that up with a duck under. He'll post to a duck and then like kind of a swing inside reach single. See if Nikolai tries to wrestle up here. He's got the grips for it if he wants to.
Yeah, Darren pummeling for an underhook, trying to kill the shoulders.
Yep. So now Darren's in a good spot. Got that knee through.
Very near passing situation here.
Just needs to free that ankle.
The judges favor red.
Nikolai did a
Digs
good job.
back onto the single leg. Oh. Darren looking for the guillotine again, but concedes bottom position.
Oh, here we go.
Maybe a little bit too quick for Darren trying to wrestle up there, taking a big risk and creating some back exposure, but position's not dead yet, so we'll see how the reset, favors each athlete. See if Darren's able to get back to a guard or standing from here.
I'm interested if Darren will try to come up to his feet or if he'll try to sit to a guard.
If I were him now, I'd probably try to build up to a quad pod because it seems like Nikolai's a little bit higher, but that has its own risks.
He's up.
Might see a big mat return here.
That like cross thread broomstick here by Nikolai. Nice roll by Darren. Good follow. That was a good exchange.
Yeah. Darren doing a good job keeping his weight on Nikolai, but Nikolai still really deep on this back take attempt.
Got that right hook in. Double unders.
This is not the position I'd want to be like waiting and seeing what happens if I'm Darren. I would be, trying to create a scramble as soon as possible. And he's building up now, trying to shake him over the top.
Got to watch his arm.
Yeah, watch the arm, watch his solo web stretch.
And
he's able to reconsolidate top position.
Very nice. Yeah, Darren's been around a long time. He's comfortable everywhere. He's poised. Keeps his composure. Oh, it's on the neck.
Andy's got it locked and snags up that guillotine.
Wow.
Great catch from Nikolai Giantu.
That was on right away.
Yeah.
That was tight.
I mean, you saw the respect. I mean, Darren had to immediately give up top position.
Yeah.
And, for good reason. It looked like it was very tight. And now with the official decision, Jazz Sakuro.
Seconds left in the contest. Your winner by submission, Nikolai Gianti.
Technical
good wrestling.
Up. Yeah. Keeping our high submission rate going here. feel like we're probably way ahead of schedule. I would think,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, especially they're not really, you know, a lot of tournaments will, you know, artificially fill that time, and I kind of like they're just keeping the ball rolling, you know. No break in the action. And now with her final match in the round robin, the announcement goes to Jessica Rowe. And then for fans of Kaylee watching at home, this division isn't over for her. Even though she has one loss and Paige has a win in this bracket, if Kaylee wins and she gets the submission quicker, it could swing the division and she would pull away with the entire thing. Quick pull from Paige. Looking to climb up into a close guard, maybe an arm bar.
Right to the legs, nice transition there.
Reverse close guard, setting up a toe hold. Kaylee doing a good job getting her feet on the inside here, but she's going to have to, you know, fight to clear that. Maybe lock her legs underneath. I don't like her camping out with her feet over Paige's stomach.
So what do you think Kaylee should be looking to do here to extract herself from this position?
Trying to fight her hands to the inside is a good option. You know, getting both hands in is going to, looks like maybe we have a good look at the submission here. Getting both hands inside is a good way to like kind of peel the person off of you. If not, I always try to lock my legs around the other person. It can put you in a really awkward, stalemate-y kind of position because both you have your legs locked around one another, but at least it keeps your feet safe. Like you see here, she's constantly having to fight and clear the feet, and this isn't, you know, free for her. It's exhausting to continually fight that. You got two hands isolating one leg, and she's constantly kicking out of submissions. But now she's doing a good job. She's got weight on that leg, so that's going to kill this position a little bit. I'd like to see her try to split the feet from the top. Oh, she switches. Now we're in backside 50-50.
Yeah, that looks like it looks on. She's got the heel for sure.
Yeah, not quite on the knee line, but a good look at the submission.
Yeah, she's staying busy on these entries. This is impressive. Outside heel hook now.
Another heel hook.
Certainly doing good on the criteria here. Constant attacks.
And I gotta imagine Paige's mechanics are pretty down well for those heel hooks because her team has a lot of strong leg lockers.
Yeah, to her credit, Kaylee does seem poised defending these, not panicking. So I wonder if Kaylee would look for, you know, potentially inside heel hook there herself. The leg is there, but I don't know if that's her game.
Yeah, I wonder if that was her intention, throwing the leg over from Paige's leg attack.
The judges favor blue.
Another look at a toe hold potentially from double outside Ashi. Switching over to
the saddle position.
Yeah, saddle position. Yeah, the comfort flowing between these different leg lock positions makes me think this is an area Paige puts a lot of effort. And it looks like she might have gotten the submission.
Oh, I missed that.
I didn't see a clear tap, but I wonder if Kaylee's all right with this because it seemed to come on really fast. But she doesn't look too bothered, so I think we're okay. But with the official decision, we have Jasakuro.
Five minutes and 21 seconds left in the match. Your winner by submission, Paige Landry.
Up next with match number 14, we have the match announcement from Jasakuro.
We are rocking right now, ladies and gentlemen. We've moved to match 14, scheduled for 9 minutes at 195 pounds. Making his way to the red corner, representing 10th Planet Phoenix, fighting out of Phoenix, Arizona, introducing Eric Anderson. And now his opponent making his way to the blue corner, representing Armazani, fighting out of Charlotte, North Carolina, presenting Ryan Ariola.
Interesting clash of styles here. Ryan Ariola has a pretty wrestling-heavy game, well-rounded. He's been in the sport for a while. Eric, I'm not as familiar with, but from the scouting report, it seems like he has a pretty, vintage 10th Planet game, rubber guard, go-go platas. So hopefully we see some of that because it's something we haven't seen a ton of so far tonight.
So I'm watching Ryan. He's doing a good job not letting that collar tie settle. So he knows now it's left. Yeah, he's looking to clear it right away when he sees Eric's right arm come in.
Being the smaller grappler out of the two in the wrestling, what do you think Ryan should be doing right now?
You know, it depends what he likes to do. I think keeping him off the head is a really valuable skill, and maybe you can connect that to some kind of attack that he has. Use a post, something. Looks like he was going for an overhook there. Yeah, he's looking for the overhook, so that tells you he's comfortable there. But Eric doesn't look like he wants to clinch up with him at this point.
Honestly, if I were Eric, I would probably want to be hanging off him being the taller and heavier grappler. I feel like that would be maybe in his favor, but I don't know, maybe he feels less comfortable in the wrestling.
Yeah, overhook again. Clear on the collar time. And you can see him on that wrist constantly. And there's the pull.
Ryan bringing in his own butterfly hook to try to put pressure on the closed knee shield of Eric here. One thing I really like that Ryan's doing here is fighting to keep his head position. He's never letting Eric get inside control. He always keeps the head like posted on his chin or inside of his cheek. It makes it really difficult for Eric to get underneath and potentially look for leg entanglements or find space to get to a closed guard.
Oh, there we go. Rubber guard time.
The judges favor
Omoplata.
red.
I mean, even just that, that armbar potentially there.
Oh, thought we almost had a mirror lock there for a second.
Yeah, not a lot of people, it's not on their radar, but, when you do these, like, tighter passes and you're connecting your hands over the top, you're making yourself susceptible to, omoplatas and potentially entries into rubber guard. So I'd kind of, if I were Ryan, I would want to see a little bit more, disconnection, trying to pass from the outside a little bit. These tight body lock style passes that he's been trying to commit to might be putting him in danger, but.
Yeah, that's the style clash we got here.
Yeah. Well, maybe you look at the legs and then steps over the guard, looking to turn that into a passing opportunity.
Yeah, Ryan's been really using that right arm weave quite a bit here. With his right arm between the legs. See if we see some more loose style passing now that he's on his feet. Nope, comes back down.
I'd really want to see that there for him because Eric seems to be, willing to give the, supine guard playing from his back, and that gives a big advantage to a more mobile passer.
Yep. It's interesting, Ryan's throwing that butterfly hook and then sort of sitting to his hip every now and again and almost baiting Eric to try to wrestle up with him, it seems like.
Yeah.
But
or just give him something to think about even, like.
Yeah.
Because, the threat of the leg lock's still there. And with him putting his butterfly hook in, that gives him a little bit more, control of that inside space. So if he does sit over, he potentially has that far leg isolated. Whereas if he, had both feet on the ground, he would be in kind of a, neutral or 50-50 style position, not necessarily a 50-50 guard, but leaving one of his legs behind. I keep hearing Max Hansen's voice coaching. I feel like he's just like coaching anybody that asks at this point.
yeah, both these guys are not from Ohio, so not sure how much of their team they have with them.
Yeah, Ryan is, it says Charlotte, but he's from Pittsburgh. He's lived there for several years, and I think he recently moved maybe back to Charlotte.
Okay.
But I know he's been around this scene for a while, and, Pittsburgh's only, an hour or so away from Cleveland.
Yeah, about 2 or so, but yeah, it's a pretty quick drive.
So that connection there is maybe going to give, space for him to come over the top, look for an omoplata, and set up his rubber guard.
The judges favor
Calls
red.
from, judges are favoring the bottom player here. I don't know if I personally agree with that. Just based on, the person that's actually dictating the match.
Oh, hey, he dropped on it.
Yeah. Eric's been pretty passive so far, looking to counter mostly.
Yeah, the only thing I could think of is that one omoplata that maybe that puts him over the edge.
That's true.
But yeah, I'm with you. I think Ryan's been controlling, but I'd like to see him maybe open it up a little bit more here.
Yeah, and that could give you like kind of an insight into the judge's like opinion on what a valid submission attack is. Like, there was maybe a look at the omoplata. Not that I necessarily think it's a strong submission, but it still, trumps, the lack of submission so far coming from Ryan.
Yep. So I'm wondering if we'll see Ryan drop on another leg lock like he did a little bit ago. I think he knows if he's not going to get a pass, he's going to have to at least threaten submission.
You hear urges from his corner, trying to get him to stay on his feet, pass from the outside.
Oh, here we go.
But now he's got good chest-to-chest connection and had a decent look at a passing opportunity there.
No-gi long step action. A minute and a half. Corner's calling for the loose passing.
And I have to agree with him. Eric started the match off playing from his back, not wanting to contend for a seated guard, and that kind of signals me the person's going to wait there. And if you're passing to the outside, you have a lot more opportunities to get around your opponent. And right here, really deep pass.
Yeah. Like a deep half situation, but he's got the arm.
Good looking attack here, potentially locking the triangle.
That's big.
Biggest moment of the match so far. Switches off to a conventional triangle. The arm is kind of off the center.
That looks good. That looks on to me. He's got still 35 seconds to work.
The thing I don't like to see is the knee being below the head, because that means there's going to be a little bit of space, but he's climbed back up, pulling the head down. Really deep attack here. But the more Ryan's knee drops down, the more space on that side there's going to be for and he gets the tap with that head pull.
Very nice. Did what he had to do there at the end.
And now with the official decision, we have Jazz Sakuro.
Ladies and gentlemen, just 16 seconds left in the match. Your winner by submission, Ryan Arreola. Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to remind you, if you'd like to get yourself a one-of-a-kind Black River Jiu-Jitsu Invitational t-shirt, we are selling them in the back. A limited number of t-shirts. Make sure you check it out. Once again, a Black River Jiu-Jitsu Invitational t-shirt. Ours for sale in the back.
And with your next match announcement, we have Jasakuro.
Here we go, Jiu-Jitsu fans. Our next match, scheduled for 9 minutes at 160 pounds, making his way to the mat, fighting out of the red corner, representing Pedigo Submission Fighting, fighting out of Mount Vernon, Illinois, introducing Josh Murdoch. And his opponent, making his way to the blue corner, representing 36 Chambers, fighting out of Youngstown, Ohio, presenting Tom Scala.
Way different entrance vibes.
Yeah, Josh and his brother CJ both have,
When the action begins,
a little bit of intensity.
Yeah,
His brother
I'll
even
say.
more so, but
Yeah.
another black belt matchup.
Quick pull by Josh.
I think he knows that Tom's got a really, dangerous guard game, so maybe he wants to just take that away and start working from the bottom first. Tom Moore, the local guy, I haven't seen him compete a ton outside of like the occasional like fight to win tournament and stuff,
Yep.
but definitely shows out, competes when his team does, but I don't think he's competed against someone that is as experienced as Josh is. Josh competes, every other week, it seems like.
Mm-hmm.
Using that overhook to start elevating Tom. Potentially.
Diving into the legs here.
And with Max Hansen in his corner, he's going to have decent leg attacks here, I feel like. A lot of strong leg lockers from the team. You got Max, you got Jacob Couch. Into the double outside Ashi. Looking to create isolation there. Tom bellying down, trying to take off pressure and split the feet as he does.
Yeah.
And he gets the tap.
Yep.
Now with the official decision, we have Jazz Sakuro.
Josh Murdoch.
There's definitely been a return to him, right? Because whenever you're attacking the heel hook, people kind of naturally expose the straight ankle lock. So they play off each other really well. And I think you're seeing some kind of renaissance in the straight ankle lock game. People are getting better at finding that space. They're getting better at isolating the ankle. And you're seeing more rotational or inside straight foot locks, like you saw Dante catch Mika with that. And it's kind of like finishing the pressure side on, where it's a little bit harder to just boot out and hide it. But now we're going to go to Jazz Sakuro for our next match announcement.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, our next match all set and ready to go, scheduled for 9 minutes at 160 pounds. Making his way to the red corner, representing Pedigo Submission Fighting, and fighting out of Mount Vernon, Illinois. Please welcome Manny Augusta. And his opponent making his way to the blue corner, representing Kano Jiu-Jitsu, fighting out of Cleveland, Ohio, presenting David Barnes.
This should be a fun match. Manny Augusta stepping in last minute in place of CJ Murdoch for an injury. And both of these guys, I mean, really, really capable leg lockers, so I'm expecting that to be the battleground for tonight's match.
Yeah, I've got to train with David quite a bit. He's got a great game. Honestly, one of the best. His leg lock game is very good, but his back control, to me, is one of his best. And it's you don't necessarily expect it, but when you get to your back, it's very difficult to get out. So let's see if he's able to get there in this one.
Manny quickly pulls, looking to get his feet on the inside. Trying to create an off balance to get underneath of David here. And has Manny trying to get in on a Woj lock style finish, trying to trap the toes in the armpit there. It kind of finishes like a steam lock almost. I'd want to see him cut loose a little bit just to get that foot trapped in the middle. It's going to be hard to finish more of a straight foot lock here. Oh, and David's splitting it and potentially getting a bite on a heel hook. He just got to get the, he gets the tap.
Wow.
Finishes it with hands connected, so you know it had to be really tight mechanically. And now with our official match announcement, Jazz Sakuro.
Ladies and gentlemen, the match ends with 7 minutes and 59 seconds. Winner by submission leg lock, David Barnes.
Yeah,
for Paige.
That's a strong pick.
But yeah, definitely a lot to think about. And you know, the deeper into the card, we kind of have to favor like matches later in the card, just because the stakes are a little bit higher. Usually, you know, the athletes have a little more experience, so finding those opportunities is going to be even harder. But we got a good one coming up next. Two collegiate wrestlers. They have competed against each other before. Jacob Howarth taking my place in this match. I had to withdraw from an injury against Evan Rossborough. The last match Jacob took in the ADCC Open in Chicago, but I'm sure Evan's looking to get that one back. There were a lot of high intensity scrambles early on in the match, and in the points period, Jake was able to win with a double leg takedown.
Looks like a pretty big weight discrepancy too. If those are a 30-pound difference.
Yeah, that's why I was a little confused when Evan called me out for the match when they were asking for an opponent for me, because I'm 190 pounds, so I'm even like lighter, but good up-and-coming guy in the scene, has a ton of wrestling experience, only been in jiu-jitsu for 6 years, so, he's just trying to compete against the toughest guys in the area he can.
Okay.
And Evan, he does well in competition. He won in the Masters 1 division, Nogi Worlds and Nogi Pans last year, so.
That's impressive.
Yeah, got some good wins under his belt. And with the next match announcement, we have Jazz Sakuro.
All right, Jiu-Jitsu fans, here we go. We're scheduled for 9 minutes at 230 pounds. Making his way to the red corner, representing Roots Jiu-Jitsu, fighting out of Westerville, Ohio, introducing Jacob Howarth. And now his opponent, making his way to the blue corner, representing Academy 440, fighting out of Painesville, Ohio, presenting Evan Rossborough.
Some big dudes here. You think we'll see something on the feet?
Maybe. I mean, Jacob's got a good leg lock game as well, and I think, in a 9-minute match, he probably doesn't want to spend that entire time wrestling, especially being closer. But Evan, not shying away from the guard passing. He is playing a little conservatively off his knees. Jake looking to create off balances and get underneath them, but Evan's doing a good job keeping his body in the way there. Jake being a little more strategic, not, succumbing to the, urge to prove he's a better wrestler. And Evan doing a good job controlling the space there.
In.
Jake gets in on the foot. Evan able to separate, but Jake taking top position.
Yeah, that's an efficient way to come up on a guy that's bigger than you and a better wrestler potentially, or at least a tough wrestler, is you pull guard and you sweep.
Yeah.
Oftentimes just path of least resistance.
And ahead of this match, Jake is someone that I train with pretty regularly, so pardon if I'm a little bit biased in the commentary, but this is something we were working on, is using the legs to really threaten Evan. And I think Evan's aware that Jake has dangerous leg locks, so he's going to respect him and be willing to give up position for the sake of staying in the match.
Same thing. Yeah.
Really tight chest position here. Jake might pass off of this.
Yeah. Yeah, and even the way Evan had to burst there a little bit, that can add up over the course of the match.
Yeah, he's definitely one making the bigger adjustments, having to react to Jake, and Jake's constantly threatening going under and using these heisting motions to try to force Evan to push back in, and that's going to open up more leg attacks for Jake.
Yeah, I hear the corner saying heist, heist. They're really pushing that. I think the first guy, at least the first guy I saw use that a lot was Gordon Ryan back in like, I'm thinking of like 2017 ADCC, just constantly hip heisting, and you don't even have to come up, but it just like gives you the threat if you want to.
Yeah, the threat's great because it creates that reaction and allows you to get under. And now Evan with an okay-looking pass attempt, but Jake able to get his legs back to the inside. Yeah, a lot of those people in New Wave are really good at that. Giancarlo Bedoni, probably one of the best, at that dilemma of hip heisting into the legs. In the competition scene right now.
Yeah.
And obviously, a lot of people take kind of inspiration from New Wave and the people on their team for like where the sport goes.
Yeah, and if you're on top and someone's doing that, it's just like it's an extra thing you have to like worry about. It sort of makes it more three-dimensional, if you will.
I like this adjustment that Evans made, really camping and putting heavy pressure without putting himself too high.
Blue. But the judges
are favoring blue, which is a little surprising, honestly.
It is. Yeah.
With the third wrestle up from Jake,
yeah.
Obviously he's conceding top position and pulling guard, but so far he's been the one to dictate most of the action of the match.
Yeah.
Using this body lock pass and trying to get past the feet. Jake doing a great job listening to his corner's input. Row drag, looking for an exposure, nearly passes.
I know. Evan's he moves pretty good for someone that big, like in those situations.
Yeah, for sure.
Those near pass situations, he finds a way to spin out of it.
Yeah, he just doesn't accept it. The second he's, potentially getting past, he's, wrestling up and creating a scramble, which is what he needs to do here.
Yep. Crossface there.
Crossface is good. The butterfly hook does a little bit for Jake to help elevate, and he's going to look for that single leg. A little bit too much space to finish it. He's going to have to suck himself back under him to get a look at that leg lock, but he opts for the pass. I'd like to see Jake get a little bit tighter chest to chest on these, because at the moment he's passing with a little too much space. His head's a little too far away, and that's giving Evan the space he needs to come back up and scramble to neutral. Honestly, smart posting from Evan, too, because he realized the, straight post on the shoulder is what set up that row drag that Jake hit earlier, and he's been, cupping the side of the neck, underhooking the armpit, and those are a little less susceptible to that style of arm drag.
Yeah, I'm impressed with the game planning by Jacob here.
Especially taking it short notice.
Very disciplined with just every time it kind of gets to the feet, he's pulling, getting into the legs, using the legs to sweep, get on top, and then sort of rinse, repeat. It's a good system he's got.
Come on, Ev. Now. You got the strength.
And Evan being a hometown guy, that's going to give him a little bit of an advantage for the audience scoring, I'd have to imagine. So Jake's got to really aggressively look for submissions and make it pretty clear that he's the winner of this match.
That's it. That's it, buddy.
Spinning on there. Oh, armbar.
So close, Evan. So close. Get up, Evan. Flip him over now.
Jake's past the knee shield. Cup in the head and gets a good chest-to-chest connection.
Yeah.
Evan framing off hard.
Yeah.
And he gets the pass, nearly gets rolled over, but Jake's able to keep his base. And now this is probably the worst place to be with Jake. Evan's able to get to his knees, but being under side control and north-south on Jake is miserable. He will stay there all day. So really impressive for Evan, finding a way to get back on top.
Yeah.
Easy work, Ev. Easy work. You got it. You got it. Come on, Evan. You got it.
Evan looking for the cradle, maybe? Get the head control.
Jake wrestling up.
That was nice. Real nice.
Evan looking for a guillotine. Jake passes off of the attempt.
Caught that far leg, too, to prevent turning away. Like a Navy ride there. Beautiful.
Now back exposure. Jake's trying to wedge the knee to, a little bit of a Mistake there for Jake trying to throw in the top hook first, coming up a little bit too high, but still able to keep the position with a body lock. Evan creating separation, looking to get his back to the mat, and he scrambles out.
Back to that head control. I wonder if he's maybe going to look for a submission here.
It's possible.
Maybe he has a sense that he's down a little bit on the...
He looks like he's trying to separate and get a Darce here, but he's giving Jake his weight, so Jake might be able to use this to off-balance him and sweep.
That was nice, real nice.
Yeah, good look
Spin
at
to
the pass.
back.
Potentially spinning behind, setting up a Darce potentially, and Jake bellies down.
Get the mount.
Concedes bottom position. Yeah. Looking back to go into the arm in guillotine here, but isn't able to lock it up. Solidifies a mount in the process, though.
Oh, triangle.
Evans really pouring on big at the end, and this is what he needs to do to win that decision. Decent look at the guillotine, and he gets the tap.
Wow.
Avenging his loss from the ADCC Open, Evan wins with a submission.
That was a really exciting match. Wow. Back and forth.
And with the official decision, we have Jazz Sakuro. He's got his hands full with nearly 100-pound weight disadvantage coming in.
Streaming live at Black River Invitational YouTube. Are you ready for your premier matches of the night? How you feeling Saturday night? Make a little noise in the house. Audience doing a tremendous job on the scoring. You guys are going to pick out some prize winners for us shortly. Right now, we move to match number 18, scheduled for 9 minutes at 260 pounds. Making his way to the red corner, representing Adamus and Pedigo, fighting out of Toledo, Ohio, ranked 11th in the world at 155, introducing Max Hansen.
I've been on the road, hardest way to home. Miss you while I'm gone. They say I wouldn't do it like I won't. They say I couldn't do it and they feel. They say I wouldn't do it and I fall. They say I couldn't do it and I did.
And now his opponent making his way to the blue corner, representing Saga Jiu-Jitsu, fighting out of Lancaster, Pennsylvania, presenting Dennis Gunick. And once again, your third is Heath Azari.
Got Dennis Gunick at 260 pounds.
Dear Lord.
So, yeah, we'll see how this plays out. I can't imagine Max is going to want to stand too much, but who knows?
Max has been working on his wrestling a lot the past few months, so it'll be interesting to see. Oh,
There's
no,
the
we're down.
Maybe coming back up. Could be a big speed advantage here, so you maybe see like duck unders, arm drags, that kind of thing. Oh, wow.
100%.
Acrobatic.
I'll say I've never seen a big man do that. Max is definitely staying where he's comfortable right now. He likes working a lot from guard here on the ground.
Got arm saddle here. Is Max a big leg lock guy?
Oh, Max is a huge leg lock guy.
Okay.
Very dynamic, though. He's very comfortable anywhere. Oh.
Little injury timeout here.
Can't say I've personally ever had this problem myself. Can't imagine this feels great right now.
No, especially with someone who weighs more than 70 pounds more than you coming down. How about that cartwheel by Dennis? That was impressive. I did not expect that.
Incredibly acrobatic for a man of that size. Be curious to see how they go in the second half here.
We'll see if Dennis, what he does with this position here. If he's going to try to wrestle up or...
Definitely has a lot of power potential if he wants to come up on top here.
So some pressure passing here by Max. Nice guard recomposure by Dennis. Looks like threatening a shoulder crunch there, but back to half guard. Hands are locked for Max there, body lock, style passing. Trying to shake that right knee free. Back to the hands lock, body lock style. Uses it to force a half guard.
Dennis looks very comfortable here, but not quick to leave the position right now.
He does. Looks poised. That's a nice crossface. Good little hip switch by Max. Settles into side control.
The judges favor red.
Really nice shoulder pressure in the jaw there, making Dennis look away. See what he tries to do with this.
Is Dennis already fatigued, or is he conserving energy right now? I'm curious where he wants to go.
Yeah. This is definitely, I would say, favoring Max here, though, if it stays here longer.
Oh, 100%. Max has been on the offensive most of this match so far.
So Dennis able to get the close guard, see if he can do anything with this.
Maybe looking for a little K guard entry right here.
So yeah, you got to think Max camping out here just paying dividends as the longer this goes on.
Working out very well for him. I say Dennis definitely has a lot of power. I'd like to see him just like commit a little bit more.
So here we are again.
Hitting that row drag again, very characteristic of someone under Dante.
Yeah. So I wonder if you would look for a triangle there potentially. Although Dennis is so big, I don't know how feasible it would be.
I feel like from that position on a man that large might be a little,
yeah,
a little hard to lock down.
Good hip height, back to the feet. Let's see if he wrestles here.
Oh.
Might have been some kind of an eye poke there. Definitely seems like Max wants to wrestle with him here. I wonder if we'll see. I'm not sure what he does exactly, but something speed-based I think would be a good option.
Maybe a little duck under, a little arm drag.
Yep. Got the underhook there on the right. Lets it go.
Still looking very light on his feet. He definitely still has energy for the rest of this match.
There's the pull.
The judges favor red.
So I would think that the onus is really on Dennis here to work, and he's going to be behind on the scorecards, in my opinion.
100%.
Oh, look at that.
At this point, Dennis definitely needs a submission if he's going to win this match. Max is way up on offensive.
Yep. With another pass to side control. Nice control there. Chair sit to the back. Maybe try to trap that arm. Really smooth and not easy to prevent someone like that from bucking you off either. I can't imagine.
Yes, that is a tight body triangle. Oh, a little short choke. Oh, he's got it.
Yep.
Amazing. Back to Jay Sakura now for our official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, with 2 minutes and 1 second left in the match, your winner by submission, Max Hansen.
All right, and then bringing us into our co-main event, we have Jazz Sakuro.
Main event, and our main event left tonight
here live at the Lorraine Palace Theater. How you guys feeling tonight? Are you guys enjoying the show? Black River Jiu-Jitsu Invitational. Make sure you follow us on social media to see what's coming up in the future. We'd like to thank each and every one of you coming up and making this a great event tonight. Now, we do have some prizes that we want to give away. But before we give out the prizes and get to our final two matches of the night, I do want to remind everybody, if you'd like to get yourself a Black River Invitational t-shirt or a polo, we have some left in the back. Make sure you get yourself a t-shirt or a polo to remember the night by. Once again, they're for sale in the back for just a little while longer. This is a last call for the t-shirts and the polos. So, our first prize of the night, this is all decided by audience. You guys have logged on to Vivix. You have chosen the winners for this, you and you alone. So our first prize of the night is for $500. It is for best submission of the night, $500 prize. Big round of applause for our orchestrator of tonight's event, Al Hemmingson, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know where are we? I'm gonna wait until I get the official decision because I don't know. It's okay, it's gonna be fine. The drama is building, the tension is mounting. Our technical experts are converging on your votes. Let's see what we got. All right, the polls are analyzing. All right, let's do a 10-second countdown for our winner. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Your winner, Mike Balashinsky. $500 for best submission of the night, Mike Balashinsky. Come on up, Mike. Give it up for your best submission of the night by Mike Balashinsky.
Hello?
They're making them.
Thanks, Al. This has been awesome. Everybody from Hurricane, everybody else that came out, Travis for helping me get ready, and my lovely daughter over there that walked out with me. Love you. That's it.
Give it up for your winner once again, Mike Balashinsky, best submission of the night. let them do the computer thing. To the online polling with a 10-second countdown. You say when, Al? Got a 10-second countdown? Give it a second. Let's let it cook. Let's let it cook a little bit. Audience voting. Most inspiring fighter. And we will start the 10-second countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We got one locked in. Let's see. Is it okay? We're going to scroll up a little bit. We got one down there at the bottom. Does anybody beat the bottom? I don't think so. I don't think so. And your winner for most inspiring fighter of the night is Travis Haven. Nice. Travis Haven, ladies and gentlemen, your winner. Most inspiring fighter.
Can you hear me? Thank you, thank you. I've got my family back here. I think they rigged the polls. They were using every browser they had. They pulled it up. Thanks everyone watching. All the gyms around here, Watermark, Hurricane, Adamas out in Toledo, 10th Planet Grants Pass out in Oregon watching me. Now you guys are RTSC over here, these guys. Thank you guys all for coming out. And Al, where's Al? Couldn't do it without Al. Let's try to get another one out here. Thank you.
Give it up for your winner, ladies and gentlemen, most inspiring fighter, Travis Haven. And that will bring us to our final prize of the night. This will be for your choice. For the best match, each fighter gets $500. And we're looking for your winner. $500 apiece for each fighter for the best fight of the night, the best match. And we go to our virtual polling. Call it that. It's fun because there's no discrepancies when the audience decides. You're going to get mad at each other. Normally people are cussing at the judges, right? Not tonight, it's you. We're looking for the best match of the night. Voters taking to your app, letting it cook, waiting for the 10-second countdown. The countdown begins with 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lock in your vote. I think it's right there. Your winner for best match of the night, Jacob Howarth and Evan Rossborough, each taking $500 apiece. And the crowd goes wild. That's where I'm sitting, right there in the front. Taking home $500 apiece once again, your best match of the night. Evan Rossborough, Jacob Howarth.
Real quick, I just want to thank my family for coming out. It's been a long time since a lot of them have watched me compete, and so it's awesome to have them supporting me here tonight. Thanks to my coach, thanks for everyone else, all the training partners, and thanks for coming out tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for tonight's orchestrator of this magnificent event, Mr. Al Hemmingson.
All right. Hi, I'm Al. Those of you who see the Black River Invitational Instagram with the quasi-anonymous feel to it, that's me. Nice to meet you all. Thank you for coming. This is a huge event. It takes a ton of support. I have an army over here on the right side helping make this thing run smoothly, and an army over here. So many people I could thank. I would take us from on time to horrifically late. We have 2 fantastic co-main events right after this, so stick around. The best is yet to come. Enjoy the show.
Al Hemmingson, ladies and gentlemen, we've got your co-main event and your main event ready and lined up to go.
All right, and then kicking it back over Jazz Sakaro for the co-main event.
This match is scheduled for 15 minutes at 115 pounds. Making her way to the red corner, representing 10th Planet Austin, fighting out of Austin, Texas. She is ranked 11th in the world at 115 pounds. Introducing Lauren Sears. Her opponent making her way to the blue corner, representing Atos Atlanta, fighting out of Atlanta, Georgia, currently ranked 7th in the world at 105 pounds, presenting Faye Cherrier.
When the action begins, your referee for your co-main event is Heath Massery.
Got a great match coming up. Both these athletes, not used to competing in their weight class. Both are, on the smaller side and tend to have to compete up. And both these opponents are ranked on Flow Grappling for being, the top in the world of their division. Big clash of styles, too. 10th Planet versus Atos. I expect Faye to have a little bit more of an advantage on the feet. She has some collegiate wrestling experience. Lauren still, has a slight size advantage and, isn't afraid to wrestle herself. But right now, what are you seeing between the two of them?
Yeah, I'm watching Lauren's strategy. It looks like she was playing that right arm collar tie. Now she's on the left, but trying to stay on the head. Back to the collar tie on the left. And just see how maybe how Faye starts reacting to that, see if she does something about it. Sometimes you decide you don't want to do it any longer, you pull at a certain point, but they're both standing so far.
Mm-hmm. And again, this is, 6 minutes longer than our other matches, so maybe the athletes are trying to, progressively build the pace as the match goes instead of, selling out early and potentially gassing themselves.
Arm drag. Definitely a lot of forehead to forehead action here. I'd like to see maybe some level changes, try to create some angles.
Yeah, and they keep going like ear to ear too, and I feel like that kind of kills a lot of the potential for the wrestling exchanges.
Makes it tough. It can be very stalematey. Looked like Lauren was maybe looking for an underhook on the left there. There it is again. Oh, she's got the headlock.
Nice headlock. Look at a mirror lock momentarily.
Right, from the feet. So it seems like Lauren's comfortable in the clinch. See if she starts looking for it again.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, she started her martial arts journey focused on MMA, so I feel like she's going to be a little bit comfortable in those upper body tie-ups for sure.
Mm-hmm. Two-on-one. See what she does with this. Back to double unders here. Faye's got her hips back.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to move her at the moment, but maybe she can use it to do a throw by or using it to pull guard. And that's a decent way to get upper body connection.
Shoulder crunch on the left, it looks like. Lets it go.
She's probably going to try to work to close guard here if I had to guess. But Faye doing a really good job framing the hips, blocking out that opportunity. But nice, Udagatame shoulder crunch. Using it to get to the closed guard. Faye concedes it just to not threaten the overhead sweep as much. She didn't want to get pulled over top. Able to fight her hands back in the middle. This is definitely not where you want to be against someone from 10th Planet, I feel like.
Right. Yep. Right on cue.
She might be looking to set up a Hindulatine here. I know she kind of, gets graded and trains under Ben Eddy and Gabe Tuttle out in Austin. And if you follow the sport, Ben Eddy is famous for that rubber guard submission, the Hindulatine. It's kind of like a mix between a gogoplata and a guillotine. But Faye able to create space in on a pretty deep camping position, chest to chest.
Yeah.
Looking to clear that top leg.
Really nice upper body control here. She's got that arm sort of trapped. It was trapped, now it's back. Some heavy pressure here.
Like super heavy pressure, especially considering the weight. And again, going back to that well, looking to get that underhook climb into a potential shoulder crunch, and it allows her to get back to the closed guard. Hair tie falls out. Maybe letting the athletes reset for that. Kind of the advantage of having the braids, I bet. Just less to worry about.
So we'll see how Faye adjusts with how she engages from close guard here. I imagine doesn't want to get caught in that rubber guard position again.
She's definitely doing a good job framing the hands on the inside, doing a kind of signature passing style for Atos. Head down, arms in the middle, standing up, and looking to wedge a knee to the inside. But with those shoulders down, it's allowing Lauren to climb into her rubber guard here. And again, I'm anticipating a look at that Hindulatine. Faye able to beat the shoulders and work her way back to the middle.
Oh, she's bringing that knee through.
Yeah, I didn't even see that sneak in there.
Nice. See if she can use the wedge the close guard open.
Yeah, it is sometimes, you know, a double-edged sword, because when you're against a longer person, like I've seen it several times in matches with Hodger where they'll get the knee inside and then they'll use that to set up a tilt sweep, and it creates a pretty big off-balancing opportunity.
Right.
Especially like she's having a tough time separating the feet of Lauren here.
It almost gets stuck in there.
Yeah. But she continues to drive through, staying cautious of the shoulder crunch threat. And the guard's open.
It is now open. See if Faye returns to that pressure like she did last time. Lauren's getting into the leg.
Good opportunity to pass here. And having to pummel her legs over pretty aggressively to get back to a guard, but
Switching
not out of
sides.
danger yet.
Really nice. That's like an old school like Andre Galvao drill. We just switch sides like that.
Yeah, I mean, that's a signature for Atos. They're so systematic with their guard passing, and they're so good at, you know, changing directions and keeping that pressure on.
Yeah, I like how Faye's keeping that left leg engaged behind the knee here. You can see Lauren's trying to get it out of there to maybe look for a leg entanglement. But if Faye can keep it there, usually the leg can stay safe.
Yeah, there's just so much space between her top leg and her lower body, or her upper body, that I'm kind of worried if Lauren tries to go to a leg attack here, she's opening herself up to more offense for Faye. Able to get down a little lower, looking potentially for a Choi bar here, but Faye's able to slip it out.
And back to the feet.
Getting into the later half of the match, I see a little bit of a momentum shift so far, where Faye's having more offense than she had earlier in the match.
Yeah, I'm with you there. See if Lauren looks to clinch up again like she was earlier.
Deep exhale from Lauren, too.
Working that Russian 2-on-1 on her left.
Yeah, she really likes to get there. She's used it to pretty good success today.
Looks like she grabbed an overhook on her right. No, an underhook, rather. Double unders. Coach is calling for a throw by. Can connect that to a single. You can go body lock.
Yeah.
Usually just
How
to
would
get to the
you
back.
personally, like, I feel like Faye's backing up a little bit, and I feel like that make it a little bit more difficult to turn that into a throw by at this point.
For sure, yeah. Yeah, it gets tough when they just kind of drop their hips and start walking back. It makes it difficult. Some people have a good foot sweep from there you can use sometimes.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I'm really impressed with Lauren's wrestling, though.
Yeah.
I was expecting her to, you know, primarily play from her guard, but She's been pretty offensive with the wrestling.
Yeah, it's sharp, systematic.
The judges favor red.
And judges again
Audience
favor
favors
Lauren.
blue.
Oh. Nice guard pull, near armbar,
Yeah,
but the elbow just wasn't in. And Lauren with her first time on top in the front headlock.
Yeah, she's got an opportunity here for the back or maybe a choke on the front.
Yeah, I feel like she might be looking for some high ground style attacks or crucifix entries here. I know she, has my crucifix instructional.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, it looks like she's looking to isolate the crucifix.
Triangle,
Might go
maybe?
to a back triangle.
Yeah.
Faye's arms are a little bit high, but she might still be able to climb into the position. For me, I want to see Lauren close a little bit of that space with the body wrap that she has there. Yeah, exactly like that. And turning into a cradle. Now she has the leg trapped, and she could potentially climb up the body. I would be patient here. I'd keep a hold of the legs until Faye is forced to work down low and try to separate the hands, because if she lets go here, there's a potential for Faye to rotate into her and lose the position. Yeah, good coaching from her corner. Jacob basically telling her to wait for that rotation. Now she has a T Kimura crucifix. And this is a position she's really comfortable attacking from.
What should Faye be looking for here?
Faye's doing a good job trying to sink her head, not allowing Lauren to consolidate a seatbelt. And she already has her top arm up. The problem is it's stuck under Lauren's knee, which makes it hard for her to continue rotating. But I would try to bridge clearing my wrist so I can continue to work over top and try to, work my way over top of Lauren. She's really low here.
Yeah.
She has the potential to sink down and escape. But the Kimura grip is doing a good job of keeping Lauren attached here. And now Lauren's improved her upper body position and has more of an opportunity to switch to a seatbelt here. But it looks like she's attacking a straight arm lock. 2.5 minutes to work. Faye in some deep trouble here.
Yeah, her right arm really seems jammed in there.
Yeah, for sure. And I do remember Lauren approaching me over this exact situation last time I was in Austin, asking what I thought about this. And she has the potential to attack a shoulder lock from here. It's something she's worked on. It is difficult to finish and rotate through on it just because of the angle of her hips, but it's not comfortable for Faye. Her arm's being cooked here.
It looks like it, yeah.
It's definitely going to add up. And with 2 minutes left, if she has to maintain that the whole time, she might succumb to that. Nice, climbing up the upper body. Looking for a reverse omoplata style finish, but she has the arm in a kind of weird orientation. She might still be able to finish this, though, if she's able to hip through. It looks like her arm's way high. So if she's able to pull her heels back, she might force the shoulder lock on Faye. Very interesting submission. I wish they were in contention for sub of the night, because if she hits that, it's going to be super cool. Oh, she switches to a regular reverse omoplata, but looks like she may have lost it and had to consolidate top control.
Yeah, really nice control there.
Oh, no, she still has the potential for the reverse omoplata. She just has to get the wrist under her knee.
Yeah, the corner's calling for the reverse omoplata.
It's such a strong submission, and it looks like if she's able to get that wrist under her knee, it's going to be over.
Hey, that
almost.
Like that's torquing. The arm looks like, hand looks like
I would like
tapped.
to see her reset, because it looks like, oh, she gets it.
Wow.
Nice, a reverse omoplata finish from Lauren Sears.
It's all because you're instructional.
Maybe, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's funny, that's such a niche position. I've never really spent a lot of time with it, but that's your wheelhouse, man.
Yeah.
For sure.
Definitely spent a lot of time there, and It's somewhat popular on Fanatics. I feel like it's right now it's the highest selling crucifix instructional.
Good for you.
So.
That's great.
But now over to Jazz Sakura with the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, with just 31 seconds remaining in your co-main event, your winner by submission, Lauren Sears.
And now over to Jazz with our main event.
Let's hear it, Lorain, Ohio. This is it, your main event. Once again, scheduled for 15 minutes at 125 pounds. Making her way to the red corner, representing the People's Jiu-Jitsu, fighting out of Miami. Introducing, ranked 5th in the world at 125 pounds, Tubby Aliquin. And her opponent making her way to the blue corner, representing New Wave, Easton B. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, fighting out of Austin, Texas. 8th in the world at 135 pounds, presenting Ana Mayordomo.
When the action begins, your referee for the main event is Heath Nazarene.
Now, this is the match I'm most excited about for this event. You have two top-ranked competitors. Amanda Aliquin, one of the more senior competitors in the division. She's been around for a while. She's had a lot of success. The black belt world champion. Anna is, recently received her black belt, but she is surging through the competition ranks right now. Has a very dangerous guard game, which, kind of complements Amanda Tubby Aliquin's style is very guard heavy as well. So in the sub-only format, I expect them to kind of freely play between these two positions, sitting in on submissions, trying to get the edge, getting to their guard game. Good elevation. Kind of coming over the top, looking to separate that arm with an underhook. But Amanda's doing a great job keeping that elevation with her butterfly hooks here, making it difficult for Anna to consolidate control. Well, potentially look at a Berimbolo here. And for those at home that aren't really up to speed on the terms, Berimbolo is basically just a way to end up on the back.
And they both could do it here. It could go either way.
Kind of 50-50. I think Amanda's positioning for her feet's better, but Anna has a really good grip over the hip that's allowing her to control this scramble a little bit more, I think.
Yeah, and she's got her hips shelved up a little bit.
And now they're in kind of a truck position, and maybe
Yeah.
a calf slicer here. Amanda with a kind of desperate attempt to take pressure off, using her foot underneath, and gives up the back exposure, kicking out of that calf slicer.
Anna's looking for a
Going
toe
in.
hold there.
Yeah, Anna has a great look at the toe hold and almost has the knee line of Amanda. Switching off to a knee bar, but Amanda's able to clear the knee line, circling in. Oh,
wow,
big Aoki lock.
Got
and
it.
she gets the tap.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, that one can definitely come on fast. Hopefully Amanda's fine. Wow, what a way to finish the main event.
She was, I mean, it was chaining one thing to the next. That was impressive. Toe hold, the knee bar to Aoki. Yeah, hopefully she's all right. It looks like, I can't tell if it's an ankle or.
I mean, they definitely can cause, you know, some injuries on the foot. Like,
Yeah.
That's a submission I do a lot, and it always seems like in competition with the speed you have to hit them with,
Right.
you know, it can turn into an
Ladies
injury.
and gentlemen, make some noise for your main event fighters tonight. At 12 minutes and 30 seconds left in the match, your winner by submission, Anna Mayordomo. Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to thank each and every one of you for coming out tonight. Don't forget to follow Black River Jiu-Jitsu Invitational on YouTube. Once again, please drive safely. Al.
Thank you, everybody, for coming. All the video will live for free forever on YouTube.com. All the athletes, you'll have video and photos. Do with them as you wish. It's all yours. Have a good night.
From everybody at Black River Invitational, thank you for coming out. We'll see you next time. Please drive safely.